Each week, American History TV's American Artifacts takes you to museums and historic places. Up next, we travel to Philadelphia to learn about the Museum of the American Revolution. Located 2 blocks from Independence Hall, the museum is scheduled to open in early 2017.
An incredible experience awaits every visitor who walks into this museum. Yes, they're going to see some amazing artifacts, original witnesses to the American Revolution, the men, the women who achieved it. At the same time, they're going to be experiencing the war and the era in utterly surprising and novel ways. They're going to be immersive environments. There'll be films that'll bring this story to life. You will meet the people and you'll really get to understand the importance of the revolution, where the drive came from to sustain this country through 8 years of warfare, why the ideals of liberty, of equality, of self-governance were so important, where these values came from that still define us as Americans today. The collection has really been put together over the last century. It started with the acquisition of the tent that housed Washington and the Revolution.
Michelle and I will very carefully reveal part of the wall of General Washington's tent. Let's just go to there, sure. And what you're seeing, and I'll kind of show you, this is an image that is showing the way the tent will actually be displayed in the museum. It'll be in an object theater. The tent will be in its own climate-controlled case, not unlike the Star-Spangled Banner at the Museum of American History. And the tent is composed of a roof and then a side wall that hangs from the roof, not unlike a tent that you would rent for a party today. Actually, in a lot of ways, it's a very contemporary style of tent. So what you're seeing laid out here is the linen wall of that tent. This is what was known as a sod cloth in the period. So this is the bottom of the wall that hangs down, and then that would fold to the inside of the tent to try to keep sort of rain and dirt and critters and that from coming into the tent very easily. And then there would have been a line of little iron hooks and eyes along the top of that wall. And it's, as you can see, it's raked a little bit, or has a rise here, because the end of the tent where the door is located actually rises up a little bit. One of the interesting things we found in doing our initial assessment and documentation and study of the tent is that when it was originally constructed, the doors were about 6 inches lower, and that early in the process, they'd been cut, additional material added to raise them up a bit. And when you think about Washington being about 6'2", I'm about 6'3", 6'4", so he's a pretty tall man for the period, that you can imagine his hat maybe got knocked off one too many times and he sent it back for repairs. So there's tremendous information that can come from examining these old objects centuries after they were produced. And it's still revealing a lot of secrets as we continue our work.